Hi again everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. So this is a video I had a request for, that is to look at Trump Media and Technology Group, otherwise known as Truth Social, which trade on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol DJT. Now, if you've been following the financial news, you might have seen some headlines focusing on a drop in revenue and an increase in operating loss. But let's take a step back and really examine what these numbers mean and what the future could hold for this company. First off, yes, it's true that net sales dropped by about 30%, coming in at 836,900 for the quarter ending June 30th, compared to 1.19 million a year ago. On the surface, that might seem concerning, but let's not forget that TMTG is still a relatively young company operating in a highly competitive and rapidly evolving digital media landscape. What we're seeing here is not a decline in the company's potential, but rather a strategic pivot towards long-term sustainability and growth. TMTG has been making significant investments in infrastructure, technology, and content, and these investments are reflected in the increase in operating costs and expenses, which ballooned to 19.5 million from 4.9 million last year. Now, some might see this as a red flag, but I see it in another light. I see it as a company that is laying down the groundwork for a much larger operation. They are building a foundation that will support rapid scaling as Truth Social continues to grow its user base and as the company expands its media offerings. What's crucial to understand here is that TMTG isn't just focused on being a social media platform. It's aiming to be a major player in the digital media space, and that requires robust infrastructure. TMTG's CEO David Nunes highlighted in the earnings report that the company has not only opened the Truth Social platform domestically and internationally, but also created its own hardware infrastructure and software system. This is no small feat, and it's an investment that will pay dividends as the company scales. Moreover, TMTG's balance sheet is a beacon of financial strength. Despite the operating loss, the company managed to narrow its net loss to 16.4 million, down from 22.8 million last year. This was achieved through strategic management, including the generation of over 2 million in interest income this quarter, compared to a significant interest expense of 20.6 million last year. This shift is a testament to the company's ability to manage its finances effectively, even in these challenging times. And let's not overlook the fact that TMTG now has 344 million in cash and cash equivalents with no long-term debt. That's right, no long-term debt. In today's business environment where many companies are weighed down by significant debt burdens, especially with the high interest rates, TMTG's clean balance sheet puts it in an enviable position. This financial flexibility gives the company the freedom to continue investing in growth opportunities without the pressure of servicing debt. Now, some of you might be wondering about the legal expenses that contributed to the quarter's net loss. It's important to note that a substantial portion of these expenses is tied to the merger with Digital World Acquisition Corp, or DWAC, which is the company's route to going public. While these costs are significant, they are also a necessary step in the company's journey towards becoming a publicly traded entity. Once this process is complete, these legal expenses will taper off, allowing the company to focus its financial resources on further expanding its operations and increasing profitability. Let's also talk about the bigger picture here. TMTG has done what very few companies have been able to do in such a short amount of time. In less than 3 years, they've launched a social media platform, expanded it internationally, gone public, and developed their own technology infrastructure. And now they've even launched fast, reliable, high-quality TV streaming across the entire Truth Social platform. These are not just incremental improvements, these are major milestones that set the stage for exponential growth. Looking forward, TMTG is well positioned to capitalize on several emerging trends. The demand for alternative social media platforms is growing, especially in an environment where traditional platforms are increasingly scrutinized for their policies and content moderation practices. Truth Social offers a unique value proposition by positioning itself as a platform that champions free speech and diverse viewpoints. As more users seek out alternatives to mainstream platforms, Truth Social could see a significant uptick in user adoption, driving revenue growth in the quarters ahead. Additionally, the company's expansion into TV streaming is an exciting development. The streaming industry is booming, with consumers increasingly cutting the cord and turning to digital platforms for their entertainment needs. By integrating TV streaming into Truth Social, TMTG is tapping into this lucrative market, offering users a one-stop shop for both social media and entertainment. This not only enhances the user experience, but also opens up new revenue streams through advertising and subscription models. Finally, let's consider the stock's potential. While DJT was flat in after-hours trading following the earnings release, the stock's current price doesn't fully reflect the company's long-term potential. As TMTG continues to execute on its strategic initiatives and as the market begins to recognize the value of its investments in infrastructure and technology, we could see significant appreciation in the stock's value. Investors who recognize this opportunity early could stand to benefit handsomely as the company scales and its revenue streams diversify. So in conclusion, while the recent earnings report might have raised some eyebrows, I see a company that is on the verge of something great. TMTG is building a media empire that goes beyond just social media. With a strong balance sheet, no debt, and strategic investments in technology and content, the future looks bright for this company. For investors with a long-term perspective, DJT represents an intriguing opportunity to be part of a rapidly growing company with ambitious plans for the future. So keep an eye on this stock because the best days for TMTG might just still be ahead. Anyway, share your thoughts on the company in the comments below. Are you a holder? Is it a stock that you've thought about holding? Love to hear from you all. Share what you think in the comments below, and until next time, may the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.